in Florence, Italy, the sandwich capital of the world, home to over 200 sandwich shops. And today, we're about to have the most prolific sandwich crawl in the history of mankind. This is the best Italian-style sandwich in the world. You literally come to Italy for this bite. It's why you travel. When you're coming to Florence, it is very easy to be fooled by the wrong sandwich shop. If you watch this video, you'll find out the best sandwiches in all of Florence. Now, when it comes to sandwiches in Florence, everybody talks about Alentico, but Ageroni is my personal favorite. It's a smaller family-run shop. The last time we went to Ageroni, we came in the summer, prime lunchtime, and there was no line. When we posted our video, it did over 50 million views, and now Ageroni is the most popular sandwich shop in Florence. And the line is literally so long that when the sandwiches are ready, this dude takes a megaphone and is like, "Order 19," because you have people piled out waiting for everything. It's crazy.
Yeah, now we are full.
It is insane.
After your video, for the visit here, we was very full. We have the line on the main street. Yeah.
Do people come and order that sandwich?
Yeah, La Rosa now is our top seller.
Ageroni is just doing things that set them apart from everyone else. All of their meats and cheeses are locally sourced from Tuscan farms, and everything else is homemade in shop. But what makes this sandwich the most unique sandwich in Florence is their homemade secret Tuscan ciabatta bread.
It's the traditional bread here in Florence, and our schiacciata for us is so good.
Every 10 minutes, this dude comes down with a massive pile of freshly baked bread and loads up their bread cabinet. Meanwhile, they got two dudes flying around with the meats, just loading these sandwiches up. And watching them slice the meats, passing it to the next guy, saucing the bread, and handing out sandwiches is honestly like poetry in motion. We got their two most famous sandwiches, porchetta with a spicy cream and prosciutto with a truffle cream, melted brie, and arugula. We're gonna start off with their porchetta sandwich. Take a look at the undercarriage and listen to this crunch before you even take a bite. That's absurd. That crunch was actually insane. I wouldn't be surprised if you could hear that crunch back in New York City. I don't get how they do it. The bread is so crunchy and thin, but still so airy and fluffy at the same time. The flavor of the porchetta and the herbs stuffed inside is unbelievable. You literally come to Italy for this bite. It's why you travel. All right, next up we have their prosciutto with melted brie and a truffle cream. There truly are very few places in the world that you can get bread this good. The crunch and the chewiness combined is unlike anything I've ever seen. It's the bread, it's the local farms they use, it's their homemade creams that were inspired by the owner's grandma. Honestly, some tears might come out. Just pure emotions are running through me right now. This is the best Italian-style sandwich in the world. I said, "Are you gonna be my girl?" Next up, we have their off-menu Nutella sandwich with olive oil and sea salt. This one is almost not fair. If you combine the crispiest, fluffiest bread with Nutella, sea salt, and olive oil and toast it up, what do you think is gonna happen? This combination should honestly not be legal. There's just nothing to be said. We're done here. All right, next up we got Panini Toscani, a tiny little sandwich shop right under the Duomo. The sandwich shop's right here, and the Duomo is right behind you in full force. I don't know what deal the owner had to make with the devil to get this location, but good for him. The best part about Panini Toscani is the owner is this old swaggy Italian dude who's just standing out smoking probably his 50th stove of the day. That guy is living the Italian dream. Looking at the Duomo, smoking cigs, eating sandwiches. He spoke absolutely no English. How old are you?
George.
George, okay, Jack. I was like, that was not really my question, but I understand what's happening here and I respect it. Now, Panini Toscani is one of the more unique sandwich shops in Florence because it's the only sandwich shop that hands out endless samples before you even order. You can pretty much try every single meat and cheese they have in the shop. And then you walk up to the bread section, you pick the type of bread you want and the meat as the base. And then you go over to all the toppings and you point out exactly what you want. They prepare it, and this is another factor that makes Toscani unique is they toast their sandwiches individually. A lot of sandwiches in Florence don't actually toast the bread. They're also rocking ciabatta bread. Everyone else in Florence is doing a schiatta bread. They got a nice ciabatta here. It looks pretty thin and crispy. Look at the toast on this section. We got porchetta, a sharp pecorino, spicy peppers, and zucchini, hit with 2 types of pesto. Can't get over how much of a vibe the owner is. In just peak Italian male form. Damn. The ciabatta is such a nice switch up, and the toast and crunch on this is so important. Also, the pecorino cheese is so good, and then the spicy peppers and the zucchini in there is such a nice touch. I really like how this sandwich is different. It's not the same bread as everyone else in Florence. So listen to the crunch game on this. You would think a sandwich shop this close to the Duomo is just a tourist trap, but Toscani is using really good ingredients and their bread is genuinely phenomenal. All right, next up we got Shatzeria Deri. It's a tiny little sandwich shop. Right when you walk in, you got all these hanging meats, and it's a family affair in there. It's run by the dad, but the daughter really runs the show. She's the one dialed in, making all of these fresh Italian sandwiches. This shop is doing everything in-house, from their homemade bread to all of their sauces, and everything else is locally sourced from Tuscan farms. And they have a pizza oven in the back where they toast up all the sandwiches. Also, one of the larger sandwiches I've seen in Florence. They're known for their mortadella with stracciatella and pistachio cream. This sandwich looks insane. This is up there with maybe the prettiest sandwich on the entire crawl so far. Wow. That's incredible. The stracciatella is so insanely creamy. It almost gives the sandwich like a milky aspect in a good way. And the crunch of the pistachio with the pesto is so nice. The key to this sandwich is their homemade schiatta bread that they crisp up in their pizza oven in the back. No one else in Florence did that. Next up, we got Pinos Sandwich Shop. It is a family-run shop run by Pino. He has become just a celebrity in Florence. He has his daughter working with him, his wife preparing stuff fresh in the back. They've been here for 35 years. Pino handpicks the best ingredients from all around Italy for his sandwiches, so you kind of get the best of Italy in one sandwich. We were asking about the bread. We're like, Pino, the bread is one of the most important parts of any sandwich. He's like, I cannot tell you. This is my secret recipe for 35 years. That's just supposed to be in an Italian accent.
My bread is a secret. I started with the father 35 years ago.
I peeked my head in and I was like, Pino, it's so good to meet you. And he looked at me and he created the exact sandwich I wanted.
This is your sandwich. No exists in my list. I make for you.
We got porchetta, pesto, cooked onions, eggplant, sun-dried tomatoes, and burrata. That is everything I love in one sandwich. And then he takes it and he puts it in the panini press to give it this nice golden brown top. This whole sandwich is only €7, and this is only half, by the way. This is easily big enough for one person. In LA, this would probably be $40. I knew Pino was just gonna create something magical back there the moment I saw his mustache. Everything in this sandwich works together so well. The burrata and the pesto balance each other out. The sun-dried tomatoes are incredible, and the porchetta melts in your mouth. Crunch of the bread to top it all off. You can't get this in the US. It's not the same, because when you see the whole family back there hand making everything with fresh local produce from Italy, you can't recreate that anywhere else. When you said, can I make a special sandwich for you? You actually read my mind, because this is exactly what I would choose on a sandwich. The eggplant, the onions, pesto, the cream, porchetta. You read my mind.
It's psychology. Every time you take one piece, it's an explosion of sensation.
It gets better and better too.
It's important for me, you need another after, for my business.
You know, we're about to run the up. Let's go.
What is the most popular sandwich?
Lambredotto, stomaco.
Next up, we have a Florentine staple, the Lampo Sandwich, which is the fourth stomach of the cow. They take the intestines and they cut it thinly, and then they hit it with their spicy green sauce, take the bread, dunk it into the actual broth that the intestine cooks in, and you know it's juicy when it comes with a plastic bag underneath it. Okay, wow. It actually tastes a lot better than I would have imagined. Both the green sauce and the spicy sauce are pretty phenomenal, but the actual intestine meat is super tender because he's cooking it down in this massive broth and it just kind of melts in your mouth. Once you break through the fear of trying intestine, it's genuinely a good sandwich and something that is extremely unique to the Florentine culture. So if you want to come try the true flavors and the true sandwich of Florence, you can't skip the intestines. Alentico is the most famous sandwich shop in all of Florence. You will actually see more people walking around in Florence holding Alentico sandwiches than iPhones. It's mind-boggling. This place is actually a bank. This started in Florence, and now they have over 50 locations around the world. It's probably the most known Italian sandwich on earth. They have 3 separate shops on the same block, and a line out the door for every single one of them. They're freshly baking their Tuscan ciabatta bread in the back, hitting it with sea salt, painting it with olive oil, and then this dude piles it up and runs it out every 3 minutes to each shop. He ran by and was screaming something in Italian. He was like, "Fumo the bread, fare come la fuma." And he sliced down the bread and opened it up. You could see the delicious steam coming out.
Vada come la fuma!
I was like, I have no idea what that means, but I'm gonna follow you, sir. We're gonna start off with their most popular sandwich. We got prosciutto with burrata, truffle cream, and spicy eggplants. Look at the truffle cream and burrata spilling out. The prosciutto de Parma is super good. The truffle cream and burrata is so nice together. But the key to the sandwich is the spicy eggplant that's mixed in there. But the one thing I did notice is the bread is not as crunchy because they don't press it here like the other shops. And you know why? It's because it's so popular and they're firing out sandwiches so fast. If they pressed it, it would slow down the production. So that's one con of when you become so big, you have to cut out small steps that make the sandwich even better. When you come to Florence, Alentico has to be on the list, but it definitely is the touristy of the bunch. All right, next stop, we got Sandwichic. It quite literally is a hole-in-the-wall sandwich shop run by these 2 dudes dressed in tuxedos. The dude pops his head out to take orders and then hands the sandwiches out. And this is also one of the more unique breads I've seen in Florence. It's one of the only shops doing a hybrid of Tuscan ciabatta and focaccia in one. It's definitely not gonna win the award for the world's prettiest sandwich. We got 2 of their most popular sandwiches, a local Tuscan salami that you can only find in Florence with pecorino and a spicy jam, and then a spicy salami hit with melted gorgonzola cheese and an onion jam. This salami is unbelievable. It has spices inside of the actual meat. And so tender, that's incredible. It's another place that takes the time to panini press the bread a little bit so the ingredients are melted. The combination of the Tuscan ciabatta with the focaccia gives it such a nice softness, and the spicy jam with the local salami is honestly really good. This is the definition of don't judge a book by its cover. Yeah, I'm impressed. And it's just 2 dudes who probably became best friends in 2nd grade and were like, let's just open a sandwich shop, but let's wear tuxedos doing it. This is what makes Florence one of the coolest food cities in the world, because not only is the food top tier, but you're surrounded by some of the coolest history ever. So you get a 2 for 1, the best food. You're essentially in a walkable museum. Wow, we have had quite the day. We have spanned family-owned sandwich shops to massive sandwich shops with locations all around the world, to places that started as a dream for an owner and now they're standing on the doorsteps of the Duomo. But every sandwich shop we went to has its own unique spin and touch and its own history behind it, and all of the owners are just pouring in so much love and care into what they do. And that's why you come to Florence, and that's why you travel to eat food, so you can meet the people behind the sandwiches and learn the stories behind the food you're eating. And what else could you ask for? To sit back, eat a sandwich, look at the Duomo, and enjoy the history of Florence. I fucking love this city.
Hold on a second, I was on a video.
No, we're
Oh my god, I'm so nervous. Like, I gotta be
Yeah, absolutely. How you doing? Good. How are you? This is some of the best
Black ball.
All right, Pino made it official. He's adding this as the Yes Chef sandwich. It is a huge honor
Of
for
course.
us.